Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're interested in life coaching and mentoring, go check out my website at skyazrael.com. Let's talk about hyper-driven men. Men who are driven for success. They're just laser focused on it. That's all they want. That's all they're about. Success. You highly disciplined motherfuckers. I can only really talk about myself and my experience. I kind of jumped into career late. I went from job to job to job through my 20s. Spent most of my 20s in the streets with gangs. By the time I was about 30, I was ready to actually have a career. A job for life, something that I love, that I could pass down to next generations if there happened to be any. I started a motorcycle shop, Sinister City Motorcycles. I started it in Los Angeles. I became laser focused on that. That was the only thing that existed. It was the only thing that mattered. I went all in. Completely submersed myself with motorcycles, with my business, with my goal, with my dream, and I was willing to do anything for it. I left California, left the West Coast. I was born in Seattle, Washington. I have family in Oregon, a family in California. I got the West Coast on lock. I'm a West Coast motherfucker. I left the West Coast for one reason, and that was to follow my dream. It's what got me out of poverty, out of the ghetto. If not for this, for being laser focused on this, I'd still be in the jungles or some other hood, maybe down in Ghost Town. I have a funny story about Ghost Town, Venice Beach. I'll tell that on another occasion. I became so laser focused on my goal that I was willing to pass over having a family. I was willing to forego relationships. Not that I avoided them, but I was admittedly hard to deal with, hard to be in a relationship with. Because my number one focus is my company. More than just 40 hours a week, it's 24 hours a day for me. I tattooed my company name on myself as total dedication. I'm all in with this. This is blood in, blood out for life. And I went from girlfriend to girlfriend, unfortunately. And I know I was hard to deal with. Bosses, people who are in positions of leadership, have personality traits of being, it's just natural, it's not all, but many times have personality traits of being combative, argumentative, is that a word? Questioning things a lot, micromanaging, seeing things from different angles that other people might not see them from. And all of that can make you hard to hang out with sometimes. I admit that. All of those are excellent leadership business skills for bosses, and poor skills in relationships. Love relationships. So being obsessed with business meant sacrifice. And I was willing to sacrifice everything. Sacrifice my friends, sacrifice the coast that I love, the side of the country that I feel a connection to, sacrifice who I used to be for a future version of myself, a possibility, just a potential. And I could just go on and on. It changed everything, and I guess it was worth it. I was able to buy myself a house with a pool here in Florida. I have a pretty nice life, investments in the stock market. I own multiple businesses. I'm writing books. businesses are just kind of starting out of nowhere. I'm doing life coaching now. That was never it was never really a business plan of mine. If somebody would have told me 10 years ago, you're going to have a side hustle as a successful life coach, I would have just been like, yeah, I don't think so. So I don't regret being laser focused, being mission driven, being a go-getter, being highly motivated, being willing to sacrifice anything in order to get a goal. I could retire tomorrow and be fine for the rest of my life. And I was homeless, used to dumpster dive. That's the American dream. You're saying it wasn't worth it? But sometimes I question, was it worth it? Were all the sacrifices worth it? Is it possible to be incredibly successful and climb the ladder, whether it's as an entrepreneur or in a corporation, but to become successful and to still have good relationships, to still have stable friendships, to still be a likable person, be a relatable person? Is it possible to have the best of both worlds? I'm assuming there's people out there who are wise enough and strong enough to do that. I could only do one thing at a time. For me, I had to sacrifice everything in order to just find my success. Because I thought the meaning of life, for me, I would always been convinced that the meaning of life was success. What does a man do? A man becomes successful. Poverty taught me to worship money. Poverty taught me that success meant having a lot of shit, having bank accounts, having vehicles. Not to impress people, but as a form of sustainability, as survival. I was taught that survival meant the more you had, the better off you were, the happier you were. Happiness to me felt like a game of points, or a video game. And those who play more are better at it. And that's the only way to become better at it, is to play it all the time. Get way into it. Make it your life. I know a guy who lost his wife because of a video game. He got addicted to video games. Lost his wife. She left him. Just like I had one woman leave me after another on my rise to success as a custom motorcycle shop owner. So I'm not sure if the sacrifices are worth it, because now that I'm 51 years old, the motorcycle industry is like the Titanic. Go ask anybody. Every industry has its life cycle, and for multiple reasons, which maybe I should go in and educate people, make a video about this topic, something that I've studied pretty hardcore for the last 22 years. The motorcycle industry is looking like it may fail. I hate to even say it. I can't even say it. There's predictions by reliable sources. It's scary talk. I know this scares people. Dealerships might go out the window. We may not find motorcycle dealerships anymore. It sounds so crazy. And I've been looking at new opportunities. I have the life coaching that's going well. I have my authoring. I've been writing books, novels, that's going really well. I'm going to try to make a movie out of my Los Angeles Syndicate series. I'm really excited about getting that done and getting that out there. But I've realized that the most important thing for a man isn't career. I had it wrong. I blame my weak, impoverished mindset. The mindset of poverty often only sees what he's hungry for. And you should go shopping at the grocery store when you're hungry and look what you have in your cart, a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of crap you don't really need. It's not nourishment. In order to have nourishment, you have to think rationally. Get out of that emotional state of hunger. I never really thought family was important. That wasn't my priority. But as I've gotten older, I realized that family is the most important thing. Now here I am, 51 years old, with no family. My last girlfriend committed suicide, and I'm single. I have no kids. My father's dead. His whole family is dead. I have no connection to that side of the family at all. My mother is the only person I have. She's not going to live forever. So if you're somewhere in your life trying to figure out what's going on, what should you be doing? Go for success. Become successful. But don't give up. Don't sacrifice family for it. If you ever find yourself wanting to sacrifice relationships and family in order to make money, you've fallen off the path of righteousness. You've strayed. It's all food for thought. Mind, body, and soul.